here we go again. Hello everyone, I'm back with dialogue today. And just for clarification, it's always good to have you around, Chatworthy, but considering this game, get ready to have What's Her Act on call, because it's a slightly lewd game. But anyway, as I said in the Blue Sky post, it's time to mix, wait, what did I have on that exactly again? Mix core sections and change Eve lives. Alright, let me actually turn on the thing first. No, up, down under profile. Go live. TV/. There we go. And for about 3 hours-ish, because, well, if you've seen anything of Valhalla, this isn't directly Valhalla, but it's heavily inspired by Valhalla. Let's see, go on. Come on. There we go. Refresh that. So the game's premise is that in this cyberpunk city, you make a living by repairing robotic life forms. Most of the game characters are women presenting, although there is one oddball out of the cast. But that shouldn't be a problem. And because there's so much dialogue and text in there, yeah, I'm expecting to just bust my voice at the end of the stream. Also, I did mention that this game is free to play on Steam, so if you have like, I don't know, 2 hours-ish to kill, let's see here. No, don't play that. Yeah. Also, full disclosure, I've played through this game literally twice already, but that doesn't stop me from reading it now, does it? Does it? Okay. So for you guys, it's gonna be the same experience as Valhalla. Just kick back, grab a snack, and enjoy. Hello, Michelle. How are you doing over there? I seem to have gotten a bit used to life in Chroma City. Instead of the rising sun, I've started dividing my days into payment approvals and insufficient funds. The light monopolized by Sunshine Corporation has replaced the sun, and most things are solved with price tags. I wish beer was the only thing I had to pay for. Right. The price of beer went up again recently. Everything is going up, except for two things: the sun and my income. But Michelle, everything comes at a high price except for the value of labor. But I can find some stability, at least while I'm working. When I drifted here after we parted ways, I thought my incompetence was the reason for our breakup. And that thought still weighs me down. I can't say things are completely different now. But here, at least while I'm holding on to my work, that weight lifts. Just for a moment. Regardless of how much I earn, by the time at least, I have the assurance that I won't collapse. People I meet, the conversations we have, and what I've come to feel. I want to tell you about it. On the second floor of a commercial district, slightly away from the city center, repair clinic D1AL-ogue, or D1AL-ogue for short. A place where the outside noise recedes with just a few words of small talk. Don't criticize my dating skills, please. Because in Chroma City, they give estimates for our heartbreaks and charge for repairs. Lame. I said the name is totally lame. And Chris, did you have a beer? What's with that sentimental nonsense this early in the morning? I was thinking about a customer from yesterday, and I couldn't help it. He came in saying his portable virtual chip was stuck. But maybe it activated during repairs. Because it started running around the room like crazy, swinging a leather belt at me. Thanks to him, my dial equipment almost bit the dust too. That's because you have such a shady and lame name. Only customers fitting that description would show up. Ha! Don't tell me. You're talking about the oasis in Chroma City, bathed in neon light. D1AL-ogue Repair Clinic. Our repair clinic is an all-around sanctuary that provides not just quick and accurate repairs, but also emotional stability through comfortable conversation. That shady name is exactly why Eves needing repairs turn away and go elsewhere. Emotional stability for Eves? That feels less like shady and more like creepy. Is that why you habitually make Eves wet themselves? Okay, hold on. To be precise, it's the act of discharging overheated coolant. Your phrasing is misleading. Same difference. What do you mean, same difference? You're probably the only one who describes it like that. Stop spending enough nonsense so early and check your equipment already. Are you not opening for business today? You used to love stories like this. Even though when you used to sing about wanting to become an Eve when you were little. Shut up. Seems like the hangover from yesterday's beer is pretty bad. And, speaking of Eves, why don't you replace the outdated equipment in your repair clinic? Using a D1AL when D5AL is already out is disrespectful to them. What you're overlooking is that the DXAL equipment is strictly specialized for diagnosis. The diagnostic performance was so good from the first generation that even with the 5th generation out, it hasn't improved dramatically. Then what's different? The main advances are in unit synthesis. Convenience in the synthesis process, overclocking synthesized parts, firmware modification, etc. However, I can make up for the D1AL's lacking synthesis performance purely with the touch of my fingertips. That's actually kind of impressive. Crucially, if I upgrade to a newer generation, why, is there an extra subscription fee? There would be no point in having registered the business as D1AL-ogue. You don't seem to get it. A little wit breathes vitality into a weary life. And also, seeing this strangely named repair clinic operating normally, I guess your skills really are questionable. Then, it should be a breeze if I suddenly test you in the standard DXAL practical level 1 mock maintenance, right? So this is the tutorial of the game, but for you guys' sake, let's take it step by step from the books. You can check the damaged parts on D1AL that would need repair right now. Hover over the damaged part to see the required units down here. First, let's select the damaged part to repair. So D1AL consists of 4 layers and 6 indices. This is basically a Connect 3 game that compounds into successive units, and then you make the required units, submit them for repair, and you're done. Each module can be moved by dragging it up to swap places with adjacent modules up, down, left, and right. Of note, you can drag them multiple sections at a time, and not just one switch. So, moving modules uses D1AL's battery. If you use up all the battery, you can't move anymore. Let's try moving a module. As so. But if you just goof up somewhere, just hit right click, and it just resets. If you move modules to line 3 or more, they synthesize it to a higher tier unit. So let's say I move this down here. If you synthesize 10 modules consecutively, the battery overcharges and increases max capacity. And this is what's required and where the required module, well, the required unit is. Okay, so we need a level 1 red here. There we go. Placing the required unit on the damaged spot activates the replace button. Press it to swap the unit. Okay. Looks like that replacement went well. Alright, let's keep going. Select the next damaged part. This case requires multiple types of units. The info panel will show the required unit colors for each position. Just place the units according to the colors to replace them. Okay, so let's go here. That's our red done. Blue there. And yellow here. Now let's select the final damage part. The last damage part requires a high tier unit, which is admittedly still a bunch of these fused together. You can check unit appearance by tier on the phone by pressing tab. Red is for power module, acting as the unit's heart, and supplies energy required for operation and handles total output. Which is a bit of a misleading thing here, because Never do you actually get to level 5 in the actual gameplay, but... You didn't hear that from me. Blue is for logic mod. Never mind. Let's use dial special function. There's a gauge bar on the left. This gauge charges for the corresponding type when 4 or more modules are synthesized. When fully charged, click the gauge and then a module unit of another type to convert it. Let's try changing a type. Then change this into red. If you make a mistake or think it's hopeless, press the restart button to try the repair again. There we go. Also, I need to be our backwriter already, so yeah. See you in a bit.
And I'm back. Oh, come on, no.
Satisfied now? That's really amazing. Honestly, I knew you ran a repair clinic, but I didn't know you were this skilled. Even with the latest D5AL equipment, it wouldn't be this fast for a level 1 mock maintenance. I see you in a new light. Yeah, this is nothing. If I want to attract EVE customers to this strangely named repair clinic of yours, I can't tolerate a single maintenance error. First impressions are the most important wherever you go. If you care so much about first impressions, why don't you erase that suspicious slogan on the front door? Besides, there needs to be comfort during the repair process for them to feel emotionally stable and open up. I just can't understand that creepy philosophy of yours. I should probably start opening shop now. Okay, I'll talk to you later. So with every instance of repair, there's the target criteria, which is usually how many moves you're allowed before you go from perfect to being, well, less than perfect. Although there's 2 instances in the game where the target criteria is time instead, and yeah, you kind of have to bust your ass for those. Anyway, perfect. This should be enough to stop Michelle from nagging me. Anyways, yeah. So as I said before, red is for power module, and blue is logic modules. The central processing unit, acting as the unit's brain, increases system calculation speed and controls cognitive capabilities. And then yellow is for neural module. Device responsible for the unit's sensory organs and neural network. Collects external information and rapidly transmits signals to each component. So that's basically the nervous system. Okay. But first we have the SNS thing here, which is a collection of articles that serves to kind of highlight the broader world. Nanocatalyst design mismatch controversy. Author The Noise. Controversy is erupting after an unidentified molecular component not listed in official blueprints was discovered in the nanocatalyst mandatorily inoculated into Chromosome City citizens. In addition to identification and data collection, nanocatalysts perform the core function of forcibly inducing serotonin secretion in reaction to neon shine to prevent LDS, light deficiency syndrome. Not the other commonly used term for LDS. Caused by sunlight deprivation. And by sunlight deprivation, I mean the entire city is enshrouded in a stratospheric layer of airborne pollution that effectively blocks out, like, nearly all the sunlight. So, yeah. Precise molecular analysis of recently extracted nanocatalyst samples confirmed the presence of an unidentified element non-existent in the standard specifications released by authorities. While Chromosity authorities maintain it is merely an impurity generated during catalyst aging, their passive response, failing to provide technical evidence to support this claim, is only amplifying suspicions. A new dawn for EVE maintenance. And EVE is just the term for robotic beings here. D6AL unveiled. Fully automated process. Author Sunshine Corp Dispatch. Last night, on the 13th, Sunshine Corp unveiled the D6AL, a 6th generation architecture diagnostic lens that moves away from traditional manual mechanic work to fully automate the maintenance process. This new product eliminates cumbersome manual synthesis and part replacement, features real-time autonomous calibration technology that minimizes human intervention, maximizing system precision and maintenance efficiency. The D6AL will replace outdated, imperfect maintenance methods and enable immediate, data-driven system recovery and optimization, effectively putting Chris here out of a job. I'll save the third article for later. Anyway, welcome. This is Repair Kinetic Dialogue. Hey, Chris. Ah, pray. What brings you here at this hour? Or are you cafe shift? Are you watching the popular show airing these days, Buff Girl O'Hara? What are you talking about all of a sudden? Are you watching it? I do watch it every week, but... And this will be quick. In yesterday's episode, do you remember the scene where O'Hara smashed Mrs. Blind with a magical pile driver? O'Hara rarely gets pushed into a corner. So seeing her fight back with a double nosebleed and crush Blind's neck for a comeback was quite the twist in many ways. That's exactly it. What exactly is it? What exactly are you trying to say? A villain showed up at our shop and they looked like they desperately need that pile driver. I knew you'd understand. I only understood that you have a difficult customer. Could you speak a bit more clearly? They say he's a bigwig from Sunshine Corporation. He claims his mere visit is a favor to this crappy shop, and threatened that he could turn off all the neon shines in this district with a single word. Neon shines referring to basic-ass light fixtures. Yeah. When I said this was a cyberpunk game, this game really means it. Also, that looks kind of familiar, doesn't it? A different routine every day. I envy how today is unlike yesterday. Shut up. Anyway, thanks to that big shot, it's been nothing but new stability officer faces all morning. Those guys are hard to find when you actually need them, but they swarm like rats for this. I thought there was terrorist attack or something. So that's what happened. What brings such a person to a backwater like this? I don't know details, but it seems he came to negotiate with the manager of this commercial district. Something about the increasing the Neon Shine subscription fees around here starting next month. Yep. Subscribe and you get the light you need to continue functioning. And removing the free Neon Shine streetlights. Controlling the light. His actions are just like Mrs. Blind. See why I brought up Buff Girl? If Mrs. Blind had appeared in reality, then a magical pot driver isn't out of the question either. Can you go and try it? It's way out of my expertise and job description. I can mimic it. I know it. I wanted to pour coffee on his face. And now I feel a bit better. Right. And if you're really gonna try it, be careful. The security is intense. Oh yeah. You could get arrested just for keeping your hands in your pockets. Then again today, My secret power will remain hidden. Anyway, raising subscription fees is a pretty big deal. I was thinking of subscribing to a hologram figure for my lonely room. I mean, with these increased fees, it'll be tight. Same here. Really now. These are relatively free from LDS. So you really need to subscribe to Neon Shrine? It's only relatively free. If our condition worsens, data loss occurs, and we could have problems more serious than humans. Plus, I've got someone to look after. I wonder who. Hey, Laputa, welcome on in. Save the sniffing for a little bit later. You mean Remy? Hang on. Remy is family. It's a cat. Does being a cat mean it can't be family? You better watch your words in front of our Remy. Pretty short of claws, adopting an aggressive cat-like stance. Please forgive me. I'll make an exception just this time. Because I'm generous. Anyway, if the subscription fee goes up, I'll have to give up on the item I was planning to buy. What were you thinking of getting? Buff Girl collab merch. They're doing a collab with a neurostimulation unit for Eves. They announced that pre-orders will start on the day the last episode airs. The things people come up with. What do you mean the things they come up with? This collaboration product is amazing. They said when the empathy unit activates and overloads, it shakes your cognitive abilities, creating the illusion of transforming. It's basically another way of saying you must buy this. What on earth does that mean? None of the expressions shakes cognitive abilities and illusion of transforming seriously suspicious. You're making a fuss over nothing. Besides, considering the chips you usually use, I don't think you're in a position to talk. Those are legitimately released VR chips, you know? They didn't even put them out there for you to see. You just looked at them on your own. I have no intention of respecting your tastes. But if I may give you a piece of personal advice. In a repair clinic where Eves are main customers, displaying chips with covers showing Eves and humans getting intimate doesn't seem like a very good choice. I just put frequently used items where they're easy to see. It's inevitable in a workshop with lots of tools. I feel like I just heard some terrible information. If you're lonely, why don't you find a lover? I'm sorry, but... Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize quickly. This is as if she didn't want to hear it. Did she foresee what I was gonna say? And can I ask for a simple repair? I need to create an excuse to tell a boss. Sure, repairs are always welcome. So create an excuse for Prey's absence, target moves 28. Here we go. So yeah. So for everyone that shows up to this repair shop, there's a little bit of very mild mechanical gore. Anyway, let's see what these nodes want here. So that this has 2 red nodes, 1 red node here, then 2 level 1 red nodes. Seems simple enough. Let's go and take out this one first. You idiot, be gentle. Okay, and then move this over here, and that should satisfy this one. Don't you think the neon shine is super tacky? Like a middle-aged man trying to look cool. I agree with that part. It sounds like a name where they changed one syllable from neon sign and celebrated themselves for being extremely witty. It's really a comedy that the person agreeing with that has a repetitive with the name just as bad. Anyway, out here, and move this up here. Move it into place. And that should be good. What exactly does the simulation from the empathy unit feel like? I only learned about it in theory, but I was curious since I've never felt it myself. It's similar to humans. If humans feel it through muscle contraction, blood flow changes, and hormone secretion. For Eves, that's just replaced by the empathy unit. Stimulating this directly gives quite a pleasurable feeling. So, is it like an orgasm? It doesn't match exactly, but it's probably the closest thing. Then, what about the collaboration merge she mentioned earlier? I was just curious about what it feels like to transform. They say power surges through you. Sure, whatever. Whatever you say. Alright, and then... there we go. All done. There are no major issues. Wow. My stiff back feels completely refreshed. This is what it feels like when O'Hara purifies her body with a brief seed. Is it okay to mention my crude repair in the same breath as something so noble? Crude? You're too strict with yourself. No one around here can match your skills. Enough praise. Save that talk after you buy me a beer. You make a fuss even when I compliment you. What a personality. I noticed earlier your power unit was screaming again. Aren't you overworking yourself lately? Also, I forgot. The music player is stuck on this track until you kick it. So, and as I already mentioned in chat, this is the opening theme, and boy is it good. Hold on a minute. Alright, sorry for that brief intermission there. But yeah, now that I've taken the music player off one, it's back to looping everything in the music player. So, yeah. Anyway, Buff Girl Ohara High Peaks Neural Network Unit Orgasm Buff released. Author WMP. Waifu Maiden Press. What even the hit series Buff Girl Ohara, currently ranking #1 in streaming charts and real-time interest, is reaching peak hype ahead of its finale on February 3rd. Capitalizing on the show's success, the distributor unveiled the collaboration custom unit Orgasm Buff, set for official release on Feb 4th, the day after the finale. The Orgasm Buff draws attention with a design inspired by O'Hara's champion belt. Notably, it replaces traditional manual operation with an automatic sympathetic nerve stimulation function via feedback loop. The product features forced photonic neural network update technology to control system overhead caused by continuous sympathetic stimulation. Yikes. Must be because of a lot of zombies have been gathering in the front of the shop lately. They practically set up camp there. Zombies? You mean theater patients high on drugs? Usually they just stumble around spouting nonsense. No, those are blackouts. It's a state where even radical methods like electronic drugs can't prevent damage to the frontal lobe and neural network. We can consider their ego and personality data virtually destroyed. So whether you're a human or a robot, get your light intake in, or else you turn into a zombie. Lately, the media seems to just call them zombies instead of severe light deficiency syndrome patients. I've been here for a while, but I just thought they were drug addicts. Drug addicts are probably better off than them. Aren't they both equally in the gutter? At least junkies have their infinite love for drugs left. Blackouts are worse. Infinite love. Seeing them throw away family, lovers, and property without hesitation. Isn't that the perfect expression? It's like, if it's not you, the world doesn't matter. Truly an impossible devotion. In contrast, blackouts are like empty shells with even their desires gone. They wander around following the light by instinct. When they find neon shine, they swarm like gnats and won't leave. Chasing light suggests that they still have at least minimal desires left. If you saw them, you'd think I'm exactly right. They aren't moving to find light. It's just that the only stimulus left that they can react to. If they crawl around looking for light normally, maybe you'd be right. Of course, they would become something even more terrible. As I recall, the shop you work at has a floor-to-ceiling glass window on one side. Alright, and clearing away the gnats that gather there is one of my daily tasks. That's probably the cause of 80% of my power unit overloads. And the other 20% is because of the idiot removing streetlights? Exactly. Every day must be tough. It gives me a headache just thinking about how much tougher it's gonna get. You know that? Happiness and unhappiness are both infinitely more by future events than the present. Wasn't that a study on human psychology? Humans and Eves are pretty much the same. Do you realize that statement conflicts heavily with your critique of my taste before the repair? I come back because I respect it. Oh ho. My head feels like exploding as it is. You have to make me say useless things. If you plan to keep wrecking me to rip off repair fees, you'd better be prepared. I'm sorry, customer Amory. Stop joking, I have to go now. Even a justified absence is a problem if it drags on. I want to get fired and become a zombie, rubbing my face against the glass window. By now, the streetlight idiot should have left the shop too. You're sharp. Good sense as always. It was a pleasant conversation today, Prey. Me too. See you later, Chris. Prey hurriedly left the door with quick steps. It seems she spent more time than expected, distracted by the chat. It's already time for lunch. Let's take a break. So you see, target 28, and I got there in only 13 moves. Wow, seriously amazing. What did you just do to my back? I feel light as a feather. Now I get to the second member of the cast. Well, by Sprite anyways. And Eve stood before me, but there was no sound of the door opening. Despite her polite attitude and likable first impression, I couldn't quite feel at ease. All D1AL models are government-affiliated use, usually distinguishable by the department mark. But I couldn't see any mark on the Eve before me, nor was there any other way to confirm her affiliation. Of course, nothing official in Chroma City was particularly trustworthy. But I reacted unusually to sensitivity to the mark. Prey says I look at that mark with the eyes of a sinner. Which probably is polite behavior towards a customer. Before we start, excuse me, but may I ask what your specific purpose you are specialized for? If it's military, private maintenance is illegal. Ah, you wouldn't know since I'm not wearing protective gear on my day off. I'm Orca O'Hara, from the Urban Recovery Agency of Chroma City. You can just call me Orca for short. Although designed for rescue and disaster recovery operations, I'm a model equipped with multi-purpose functions like other Eves to reduce citizens' aversion. Rescue. You have quite an ordinary appearance for someone deployed to rough sites. In fact, it was an ordinary appearance. Rescue specialized D1AL models possess an appearance generally considered beautiful to reduce aversion. That's because we mostly rely on external equipment. The design direction of the model also has the model of universal fit. Unlike how it looks, there are many places to attach external equipment. This is for attaching the powered exoskeleton during entry, this is for the instantaneous thrust engine, and the tail part. It was quite embarrassing to watch her lift parts of her body here and there to introduce her model. But Orca seemed unaware of it and chatted excitedly for several minutes. That was it. I understand very well that it's not military. Besides that... nothing. I was just trying to apologize for being rude earlier out of surprise. Oh, of course that wasn't it. Really? I didn't feel it was that rude. That's because kind people are rare towards government-affiliated use. If you thought I was similar to others, then that's normal. That makes sense. What kind of maintenance are you here for? I was recently assigned here, so I need to submit an inspection confirmation by tomorrow. There aren't any major problems, so it shouldn't take long. It looks that way, but you never know until you check. I'll boot the maintenance console, so please wait a moment. Perhaps because everyone is preparing for Polar Night Day, the streets are intensely lively, aren't they? Polar Night Day. One of Chroma City's prides and the pride of prides. A holiday unique to the city and a festival ground. I'd even forgotten that it wasn't far off. It's a holiday unique to the city. Did you come for sightseeing before? You would have to say that it's hard to talk about. No. A few years ago, I did visit Chroma City due to a support request. It just so happened to be Polar Night Day. There was a support request even to nearby cities. Yes, back then I was working in Lumina City, located below Chroma City. It was complete chaos. The violence and confusion amidst the cheers of the festival was shocking even to me. Hologram paranormal covering the sky, and below it, explosions mixed with smoke. Must have been terrible. Yes, screams mixed with beautiful night views and hopeful music are quite shocking. The show went on as if indifferent to the tragedy. Most of the crowd was too intoxicated by the festival to even know what was happening. The organizers who knew about the accident went along with it too. It was probably because of the budget. The hologram paranormal called Chromatic Zenith is one of Chroma City's prides. They say it's for the citizens' sense of belonging. That they pour an astronomical budget into it because it's an event that generates huge tourism revenue. Too much money had been already poured in to cancel just because an accident occurred. So it's about money. Excluding talk of budget and compensation, all that's left in Chroma are patience. Not that I like it, but it's the unavoidable reality. That's sad. I'm sorry, I intentionally said something depressing. It's just reality. Nothing is as boring as realistic talk. Living day by day, whether you like it or not, is reality. Even an interesting show gets boring if you watch it hundreds of times, so it's hard for the story of a day repeated thousands of times to be interesting. It's natural to be drawn to stories of vacation escapades or figures bought on impulse, rather than talk of neon shine subscription fees or utility bills. I can't accept it rationally, but I have to empathize experientially. Most hobbies are, after all, escapes from ordinary daily life. That's why people go crazy for Polar Night Day. And tourists visiting from the other side of the globe to see the chromatic zenith. Because the coming tomorrow isn't enjoyable because they're tired of reality. They close their eyes and ears and force themselves to shout that they are happy now. Wanting to run away from pain is one of the human instincts. Oops, I sound creaky like my dialogue again. 0 points for a sales pitch, right? Sometimes creaking sounds make you feel alive, whether machine or human. But by any chance, are you doing maintenance with a first generation dial? Don't worry too much. I've safely repaired TNDLS models several times with this rugged friend. Why does the word safely sound so scary? Oh, the dial is ready. Shall we begin? Alright, Laputa. Time to get your sniff on. So of note, different Eves have different access points. Like Praise what's in the back. Orcus is a bit above the rear end, and well, I'll just leave the third patient for whenever they appear. All right, let's start over here. This kind of maintenance, it's my first time. And that's the 2 level 1 yellows there, so... I completed the unit replacement for that part. How's it? Please feel free to tell me if there's any discomfort or awkwardness. No, it's much more comfortable than I thought. My worries before the maintenance were pointless. It actually feels smoother than the 5th generation dial. That's a relief. But should I say it tingles? It keeps throbbing. Please be a little gentler. This area is densely packed with neural elements. It's very, sensitive. Oh dear, I'm clumsy because it's been a while since I maintained a D1AL. I'll try to be as gentle as possible. Right, so because these 3 are all the same unit, and placing them together would fuse them into the next tier unit, we gotta do this in parts. So one's already here, so do that, and then move the rest of them into position. Each D1AL model had one unique organ, right? That's right, because each model specializes in a different purpose. I've often seen animal ears or reverse joint types, but this is my first time seeing a tail. The Eves of the Scarlet Response Unit under the Urban Recovery Agency, to which I belong, are all D1AL models. And we have tails like me. That's fascinating. Usually what is this tail used for? In our case, we mainly use it to clear broken debris, or break down wall standard. For something used for such rough purposes, didn't you say it was a sensitive part earlier? Buying Android GF with a unique liver so she can knock them back. Hey Faria, welcome on in. The external armor is high-strength special alloy, so it's fine in that field. When opened internally for maintenance, it's almost defenseless. I'm sorry, I'll be more careful to work delicately. Yep. Welcome to the game where you peer open robotic women and fix them, as said in the title. Alright, what do we have here? So we need one of those level 2 units. And... Alright, so need this over here and over here. Tosaka, nay, I shan't. No, go on. As you said, it was a regular checkup. And there are no major problems, so it finished quickly. Oh, that unknown heavy feeling that was dragging me down has disappeared. No, it's more than that. It's refreshing. Manager, you have quite the interested look on your face right now. Olga's reaction was so vivid that I focused without realizing it. I'm glad you're satisfied. Actually, I should be thanking you. It feels similar to that unique sensation when speeding through the city center on a bike. Roaming Chroma City while feeling the wind indirectly. You have a bolder hobby than I thought. Yes, in Luminous City, my hobby was riding a bike to get some air on my days off. I don't have a car in the first place, and I like bikes. Based. And I prefer the openness of a bike to the enclosed space of a car. That peculiar stimulation where the gaze of others mixes into the liberating feeling of being open on all sides. It feels really good. Every hobby has its own taste. I apologize for the roughness during the maintenance. No. It's just because I'm particularly sensitive compared to the same model. Because you kept talking to me in between. I felt reassured at the end, and it didn't hurt at all. And my body can feel completely lighter too. I can endure this level of effect. Olga started stretching her body here and there as if to show off. A careless eve in a narrow space. Oh dear. As long as she doesn't bump into anything, it's not a bad view. Actually, I didn't do much. I just replaced a few neural units to suit the environment lacking photonic data. You mean that because there's a lack of light? Exactly. Both humans and Eves cannot live without sunlight. That's why subscribing to neon shine is practically essential in Chroma City. So that's why my colleagues asked if I subscribe to neon shine. Because unless it's chroma, you won't have problems due to a lack of light. They made survival a paid service. Welcome to Cyberpunk. Chroma claims it's the same logic as food being paid. Someday we might even get billed for breathing. Still, Eves are a bit better off. Humans can fall into depression if neon shine is cut off for just 2 days. They called it LDS, right? Right? It stands for Light Deficiency Syndrome. If you're not the type to read the surrounding text. Simply put, it's a disease caused by not receiving light. The body's signaling system gets tangled, and for ease, noise accumulates in the photonic neural network. The depression and power drop you felt recently are probably due to this. My external equipment felt heavier than usual after coming to the city. It wasn't just my imagination. Body and mind are inseparable. Psychology inevitably changes according to the state of the body. It's funny for me and Eve to say this, but that's very mechanical. I think so too. But humans are similar, just the difference between metal and flesh. Insert that quote here. Something the strength and certainty of steel. Most psychiatric drugs treat physical psychological problems by regulating hormones. And a medical measure called defibrillation is basically the same principle as rebooting a machine called a human. Moving by electrical signals and psychological and emotional judgments changing according to the hardware environment are also the same. Personally, I don't see any reason to distinguish between humans and Eves. If that philosophy created this repair shop, it's quite cool. Personal conversation is a core service of dialogue. Anyway, you said today was your day off, right? That's right. I've been hectic with moving dispatch calls for a few days. But finally needs a break. Actually, if there are no dispatches, it's mostly playtime. Living alone sounds terrible. I agree with that, but it's over. Do you have any recommended places for a change of mood? I recommend the cafe on the first floor of the building opposite. Ah, I saw it coming here. The name started with You mean Retrogen? Oh. Retrogen. Retro... what was it? Retrogen. The pronunciation is a bit odd. Ah, isn't that Trojan from Trojan Horse? It's as unusual a name as this place. Right, I heard from the owner that's a combination of retro and Trojan fires. It contains the ambition to infiltrate retro trends like a Trojan virus into this flashy, high-tech city. Wow, hearing that, the meaning sounds quite plausible. It's a retro concept cafe that's hard to find these days. And drinking the owner's hand-drip coffee is the joy of my life. A retro concept in the city. Interesting. And one more thing. Avoid places with too many people. In this season, scenes of people densely gathered often leads to scenes of being taken away by stability officers. Thanks for the advice, Chris. When the night gets too long, people tend to get sensitive. Even if they are stability officers. Thinking of the city's stability officers like police in other cities is troublesome. Still, there's no harm in being careful. I should quietly enjoy this festive year-end atmosphere by itself. By myself. Have a good time, Orca. Thank you. See you next time. It's already evening. I should call it a day. So target 35, and did it in 13. Is it already done? Oh my, your touch was so delicate that I didn't even realize I was being repaired. Alright. Let's see here. We have a little bit until the next ad break anyways, so... just gonna call for Beard back and let my voice rest a little bit, and hopefully I can get through another day of this, because I don't think I can get through the entire 3-day segment like I used to with Kimono Tea Time. Gotta recalibrate my voice back up to what it was. Which is unfortunate, but that's what happens. Anyway, probably a little longer than usual, so I'll put up the intermission screen. See you in a bit. Okay then. I'm back. Let's go see what the news has to say first. Polar Night Day. Intensive crackdown unit period announcement. Author, Urban Stability Agency. This is an announcement from the Urban Stability Agency. In celebration of Polar Night Day, Roma City's latest and largest festival, a special intensive crackdown period will be in effect from today until the end of the festival. This measure aims to prevent social disorder during the festival and maintain the homeostasis of the urban system. During this period, nanocatalyst scanning by stabilizers will be significantly intensified across Chroma City. Citizens are requested to fully cooperate with scanning procedures at temporary checkpoints installed in each district. Warning: any act detrimental to the stability of the urban system will be subject to immediate administrative action without exception. Natural LDS confirmed impossible. Suspicion of nanocatalyst intervention. Utter the noise. Medical opinions suggest that Chroma City's light deficiency syndrome may not be a naturally occurring disease as are causing a stir. Following consultation with specialists from external cities, analysis indicates that simple lack of light cannot cause irreversible nervous system damage, the severe stage of LDS given human physiology. Experts pointed out that while stage 1 dimming, lethargy due to serotonin deficiency is possible, stage 2 flicker, cognitive impairment, and stage 3 blackout, frontal lobe shutdown, fall outside the scope of general neurological disorders. Consequently, suspicions are deepening that the unidentified molecular components of nanocatalysts mentioned in previous reports are intentionally accumulating metabolic waste in the cerebrum to artificially induce LDS. Mayor Lucas, Eve are partners sharing souls. Sigmund Pact 50th anniversary speech. Author, Chroma City Standard. Yesterday afternoon, the 14th, the 50th anniversary ceremony of the Sigmund Pact, symbolizing the harmony between humanity and artificial intelligence, was held at Chroma City Central Plaza. Taking the podium, Mayor Lucas reflected on the significance of the pact, calling it a historical turning point where simple computational devices known as E, the electric entity, evolved into Eve, the electric vital entity, through photonic neural networks, being recognized as beings with independent personalities. He emphasized that Eve, having moved past an era of discrimination to guaranteed legal rights, are key citizens supporting the eternal night of the city alongside humans. He concluded with a message hoping that through the rational coexistence perfected by Sunshine Corp's technology, the next 50 years will also lead to an era of prosperity without discrimination. Drawing cheers from the citizens and Eve scattered in the plaza. It's dark and gloomy all day again today. Now there's hardly any day left. It's hard to even see a great night. Thanks to that, my body feels even stiffer. If I stay still, I'll only feel more drained, so let's hurry and open up shop. Our mom and dad saying they won't come to see the Chromatic Zenith again this year. Just like every year, yeah? How about you? Needless to say, me neither. I really don't get why no one goes. When we were kids, they used to drag us there every year, even when we said we didn't want to go. You know how many years ago that was. Mom and Dad are getting old now, so it's hard for them to go to crowded and chaotic places. And I'm too far away to go, so if you want to go that badly, why not go with a girlfriend? You're picking a fight with me right now, aren't you? Look at your age. Go outside and meet people. Touch grass even. Even better if it's a woman. Can't stay up all night in your room drinking beer forever. The day I fall asleep rolling around with a bed with a woman in this city, there's a high chance I won't open my eyes ever again the next day. An article will pop up on the main news page. Victim, Chris J. Hayes, 22, found in motel with organs harvested. That confidence of yours was the problem, Chris. It's just disgusting to say it myself, but objectively, you're decent looking. Yeah. Yeah, let's stop. So if you want to see the chromatic scene at that motel, just go alone. If I have to go alone, I won't go. Shouldn't I at least have someone to take my side if I get into a fight? Then what are you gonna do that day? I have no choice but to drown my whole night day in beer while drinking Dokkim Stream. Stream again this year. That's how it's done on a whole night day. Stream my foot. You're planning to stay up all night with your beloved silicone, aren't you? Hey, how do you... Wait, you never even been in my room. Hit the nail on the head. No, it's not a hat. Shut up, you're singles too. Probably sitting in the corner of your room alone. The silicone girlfriend, huh? Meanwhile... Hello, Chris. Oh, actually, hold on. You can't overwrite the save. Or more... Hold on a minute. Well. Not that it matters. Okay. Hello, Chris. You look excited. Did you manage to get that figure you wanted? Chris? Ah, Miss Leanne. I'm sorry. I was looking at something else. Could you wait just a moment? A pity. I want to share your joy. We're good now, but the expression you had just now, which you don't show when you're with me. Had a pure smile. I'm envious, whoever they are. It's my youngest sister. She's a funny kid who tries to tear me down every day. Ah, the one you often talk about. Miss Leanne took a deep breath and muttered quietly to herself. Well, if it's youngest sister, I can understand. In fact, I might even have to try to get closer. Huh? Anyway, what brings you here today? I remember you had your regular checkup recently. I had some business nearby, so I thought I would drop by to see your face. I'll stop by because I thought I might need to replace my processing unit as bonus. That's funny. What is? When I first saw you, I thought you'd never come back. But now you visit even without reason. I told you I came to replace my processing unit. You said it was a bonus. Didn't you come to check on me? Thought I was taking a look at you quickly. Alright, you win. I came here to complain. Okay, tell me. For a ridiculously shady repair clinic. Yet you've come back several times, so you must like it. There's a quite uncrowded comfort here. A quiet place and slightly cool air are good for getting sentimental. Thanks to that, I can completely let loose. Hey yo, hold up here. I know I said dialogue therapy, but this isn't what I had in mind. Are you complimenting me by saying there are no customers? Yes, it's a compliment. Damn. Since you say so, I'll take it as a compliment. What's today's complaint? Miss Leanne frowned, as if just about thinking about it was unpleasant. That's quite a look on your face. Oh, was I? Sorry, when the processing unit connected to the emotional expression gets overloaded, my mood swings become severe and I can't hide them. I don't want to show you that expression anymore. I get maintenance first. It's possible, but... Hide mood's 40. And yup. You interface with the end here, well, through her midriff. As expected, you're delicate. It's so relaxing. Every time I visit here, you're on the phone with your sister. It's my routine right after opening for business. Picking a fight with my sister. I'd like to join that routine next time. You, Miss Leanne? I heard that in human society, it's polite to greet the other person's family before the main event. I don't know what big event you mean, but your motion unit is overheating again. Big event. All right. That's one already in place. And then... oh. These have to be done in the closest index first. Or wait. No, these... the 6 sections were in the indices. Was it layers? I forget. There we go. What do you think about the increasing romance between human and Eves? For someone who's never been in a relationship with a human, that's too abstract of a question for me to answer. Really? Just that one word from you has completely tilted my opinion to the pro side. Miss Leanne, the temperature of your motion unit is rising. It's dangerous, so please calm down during maintenance. Hey. Well. So which one was the... that was the top one. Okay. Let's try that. Use that conversion. That should be all. The maintenance is done without any problems. The maintenance today was exceptionally smooth. That touch of yours, skillfully delving into my secret corners, leaving me without giving me a chance to resist. Whose core other than mine have you caressed with such care? Ms. Leanne. The customers who visit this repair clinic are the entirety of my social interactions. Oof. But it's a blessing in disguise. What is? Thanks to a wonderful person like you visiting. It feels like even this bleak place has some life in it. Oh my, saying something like that so suddenly makes me a little shy. The overload on your processing unit was more severe than I thought. I came to complain, but it was to the point of needing repairs. I thought it would get better once I relieved some stress. If I left the unit as it was, I figured I'd be seeing you soon for the same repair request. Same repair request. So I replaced it with the higher end unit. It hasn't been long since your last checkup. What happened to damage it so much? Hold on, that's what I'm about to tell you. You know I work at a pharmaceutical company, right? Of course. I've heard a lot about your life, Miss Leanne, every time I do repairs. A new researcher joined the company recently. They say he's incredibly talented or something. Our company went to great lengths to scout him, so I guess that could be true. The problem is that talent isn't everything. Exactly. He came in through connections, yet he has this attitude of looking down on the existing researchers. Since he joined later, he thinks it's our duty to provide him with any project information he doesn't know. Management is completely impressed with his papers and research achievements, so my colleagues and I had no choice but to do as he asked. More work for you. That would have been a relief. The problem is his attitude. If he were apologetic and grateful, it would be different, but he takes it for granted. Even though we're doing work we don't have to do. I wonder if studying so much has fried part of his brain. Higher education. A while ago, he said a colleague's research looked interesting, and asked if he could take over the project. It almost turned into a shouting match, but our colleagues intervened and barely mediated. It's annoying, but thanks to him, we're free from the management nagging. Management's nagging. And we can buy time to improve the product's stability. Office politics feels a bit distant to me. Maybe for you. From my perspective, Miss Leanne, you don't seem much different from me. Why don't you talk about how hard it is to deal with office politics you don't even care about? I'd like to say no, but I have to agree because of what happened a few days ago. Yes, half of my unit's overload problems probably started that day. We fought. You fought? It wasn't really a fight. I just laid him out. He disrespected our project. Said we were just wasting the budget by repeating clinical trials for years. He said the researchers' talents were being wasted, and asked if we had any intention of finishing this research and starting a more promising project. And he said it to my face, the project leader. I should have realized when the management was blindly pushing for him. They couldn't win against us in a logical argument as non-experts. So was employed to bring in another expert to break our resolve. That's pretty serious sabotage. Unfortunately for them, that Nevo hire's social skills were worse than imaginable, and he failed to change the team members' minds. You could say we've even grown closer. Some team members were even cheering me on, comforting me, even though I threw the first punch. Of course, I think I was in the wrong too. My feelings were complicated, watching him call in an ambulance by himself because no one else cared. It must have been the guilt that followed the satisfaction. I had to write an apology letter, and the project's chances of survival dropped even lower. I wonder what had happened if I had just held it in. There's a mountain of work to do, but the thought of running away came first. I want to forget everything. Let's just rest. So I came to see you. All I do is listen to you talk a little. That's enough. And thanks to you, I've already sorted out my thoughts. Thanks to me. A place to hide whenever I want to run away. A way to regain some energy and find the courage to face the world again. That's the goal of the project. After running away here to rest, I found the courage to push through. And it made me feel that my project shouldn't end here. If the effect of just listening to a story, as you put it, is this great, our medicine will be a great help to the world. Can I ask what kind of medicine it is? I'd love to tell you. Miss Lian's eyes sparkled as if a favorite topic had come up. It's a relief to see you back to your usual self now. Our research institute mainly focuses on drugs that suppress memory. It prevents the user from recalling specific memories. The primary goal is trauma suppression. Though there's potential for misuse. It seems so. Right, that's why we're delaying its release. A similar drug already exists, but there are more cases of side effects or misuse than proper use. Although the management recognizes this as commercial success, sticking to a proven product. Exactly. He made almost the same argument. His logic that as long as it passes safety inspections and sells well, who cares how it's used? In reality, it causes almost no physical harm to the body itself. I take a few pills myself, but that attitude is quite off-putting. No matter how well you know it, there's a limit to what a general buyer, not an expert, can know. In fact, I don't even know the ingredients of the multivitamin I take. Since I hardly see the sun, I guess it must contain vitamin D. And, I have no idea. The drugs available on the market dull memories that are dramatically imprinted on the user. When you try to recall them, the recollection process is interrupted or blended. It's similar when you tamper with an Eve's photonic neural network. You can distance yourself from terribly painful memories, but you can also lose your dreams, sometimes even your family's faces or precious memories. In severe cases, you even forget that you're taking a memory suppressant. It's practically amnesia. Our institute is creating a drug that accesses specific memories and paralyzes only that part. It can be used universally, but we plan to market it separately for breakups or trauma. If we succeeded, one will be used for kidnapping or human trafficking under the name of amnesia drugs. Losing memory due to a drug. It comes back if you stop taking it, right? In theory, yes. But it seems like there are cases where that's not true for the products on the market. That's also the fundamental reason for my long clinical trials. In Chroma City, there will be many people who need this drug. So frequent side effects are unacceptable. Although Chroma City is damn dark all day long. I'm not sure if there are that many patients who would want to suppress their own memories. The average patient doesn't seek a hospital until their condition worsens. I've even seen someone try to fix a paralyzed finger with stretching. Right? Many people think of hospitals as a place to go for resurrection. But this drug is also aimed at delaying the neurological disorders caused by light deficiency, not just overcoming strong trauma. The blackout phenomenon. Do they call it zombies these days? That's what people usually call it here. Right. The biggest cause of becoming a zombie is neurological disorder. Despite having no other problems besides light deficiency, extreme trauma accumulates due to nervous system issues. If this drug is completed, the number of zombies on the street will be reduced by more than half. Zombie prevention and trauma care. Sounds good. The fact that it's a way to get memories back seems good too. It's a hot topic among my colleagues. The fact that memories return when you stop taking it has some people arguing that it forces continuous purchase of the drug. They say we need to consider the consumer's financial situation. That makes sense, but... Dog, opinion on my research? Miss Leanne's eyes widen. Does she think we found a common interest? We can't run away forever. If you erase your memories every time things get tough, I feel like you'll end up with nothing left someday. Even today's Miss Leanne will go back to face reality tomorrow. You'll do your best to handle the accident and finish the project, right? Well, yes. There are times when you have to do something, but you just can't. Trauma's one of them. There's a hole in your heart and it needs to be filled, but it hurts too much. With a hole, it's impossible not to feel weak in both body and spirit. You need to step back and recover, but you can't because the hole is in your own body. I thought the medicine you're making was made for situations like that. That's right. It's very difficult to fix something that has collapsed from the inside. Sometimes it's more important to get away from it and preserve your body and mind. I want the patients to be like you, Miss Leanne. A way to regain some energy and find the courage to face the world again. I mean, I hope they solve the problems they postponed with amended strong mind and body. Like today's Miss Leanne. As I said in a certain manga, right? There's no paradise in the place you escape to. Since it's your medicine, Miss Leanne, I hope it turns out just as you wish. Dude. You little... Why? I thought that was a pretty cool thing for me to say. Miss Leanne lunged at me. I believe she had no intention of harming me, but I couldn't stop myself from instinctively stepping back. Now that you've said that, I'll be sure to protect the project. Okay, now let me go, please. Let me hug you a little longer. Just a little. Just a little. Miss Leanne with teary eyes left after making a wonderful vow and having a bit of a tantrum. She must have had her own pain, unrecognized by anyone. Look at the time. I should go to the cafe where Prey works for lunch. The heat crushing my brain vanished in an instant. Your touch really is special. Tier 2 power unit, Tier 2 neural unit. 2 of each. Quick. Sir? Were you saying blank before? Excuse me, customer. Are you by any chance in front of me right now? Can you only see the visible light spectrum? Yes, I haven't had the optic nerve digitization procedure done. You're not even up to the basics of this city. In this fucked up neighborhood where it's night the moment you open your eyes, if you live only seeing visible light, you'll soon get a neurological disorder and become one of those drooling idiots out there. I subscribe to Neoshine regularly, so I don't really need it. Oh dear, we have an idiot here who offers money to that damn corporation. You're either a foolish sucker or brainwashed by the media. Or a crazy bastard born with a silver spoon who thinks money grows on trees. I don't know what kind of life you've been living, but I'm too law-abiding to live by your ways. Anyways, someone with the head this far up in the clouds is still in this city. It's a wonder you're walking around on your own 2 feet. What a crazy customer. Customer, please deactivate your neural optical camouflage, and if you're not getting a repair, please leave. Brad, why are you suddenly recommending I deactivate my optical camouflage? To do a repair, I need to scan and replace the unit. But I can't see you at all, so I can't do a proper repair. Is that the only reason? You've got a knack for comedy. Why'd you replace it? I can just swap it out myself. Swap out yourself? Just as a person can't perform surgery on themselves by cutting open their own stomach and messing with their own organs. Eve also cannot open its core section to replace the unit by itself. Nothing is impossible, brat. You just pop the lid, swap the unit, and close the lid again. If you make a small mistake in the process and power down forever, then that was just the extent of your life. That's a level of recklessness that leaves even me speechless. I'd appreciate it if you just shut up and make the unit. Sir, as much as I'd love to just shut up and make it for you, as a manager I also have to think about the reputation of my repair clinic. Even if I die without anyone knowing, no one will be in this place. Even if my head gets blown off by a corporation's summary executioner's bullet while walking down the street, everyone will think it's a natural death. How can I be so sure of that? Blade Hamilton. Mention my name in the back alley 3 blocks out here and everyone will understand. So now what you need to do is to wipe that stupid look off your face and synthesize the damn units for me. This person is impossible to reason with. Understood, Mr. Blade. I'll make the units for you first. What do you want exactly? I told you already. Tier 2 power unit, Tier 2 unit, Tier 2 neural unit. Cover it into your stupid head so you don't forget. God damn it. Please wait a moment. And this is one of the time ones, because Blade doesn't fuck around. And then that should be good. Not a long wait. Faster than I thought. The synthesized units are clean too. That's why you dumb first impression. You're more skilled than you look. Gee, thanks for the compliment. Since I'm in good mood, let me give you a piece of advice. You better raise that psychotherapy introduction on your door. The place I went to last week to get it on with a big breast beef had the same thing written on it. I appreciate the advice, but that's my clinic's special identity. I don't think I can change it. Instead of you deactivate your optical camouflage next time and let me repair you directly, you'll be able to properly experience the service. As long as you have that thing dangling between your legs, no service will be possible for me. But thanks anyway. It seems I didn't come for nothing. Take care, Mr. Blade. See you again next time. Don't count on it. Where have I heard that line before? Dealing with insane customers is incredibly draining. I should close up for the day and soothe my tired body and soul with a can of beer. So target time 100 seconds, and it took me only 60 seconds. Yippee. Oh? For someone with such a dumb-looking face, your hands are pretty fast, aren't they? I'll give you that. Okay, so you can only save while at the end of a repair. Alright. I think that's about it for today because my voice is really feeling it. From all the well, a couple other voice actors who say that their own voices are basically shot after a day's work. Yeah, I'm probably get to the same level myself, so. So let's see who to rate out to. Well, anyway, first let me get back to the title screen. But yeah. That's the first 2 days of dialogue. And once again, dialogue is free to play on Steam, so might as well download it and goof off with yourself. Goof off with it yourself. Let me grab the link for you once more. Oh, where's it? Copy that. Nope, no, not that. Hold on a minute. Okay. Let's see who we want to visit. You know what? It's not often that I get to see two hands-on at the same time I am, so let's go visit Two Hands. If anyone's out there still. Whatever rate message you guys want, then. I was gonna think of something along the lines of I can fix her, but nah, why not? Alright, next stream is gonna be Friday, and because Wednesday is a little thing called, well, there are two ways of referring to it, and there's the unenviable predicament of getting canceled if I refer to one of them, so I'll just take the weeb option and refer to it as Koshogatsu. So, Koshogatsu omedetou gozaimasu. But yeah, I'm just taking Wednesday off for holiday reasons. And I'll be back on Friday with D1AL-ogue Galactic. Friday the 13th. Cursed stream. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, take care of yourselves, okay guys? I'll see you soon. Also, thanks for stopping in, Death Meg.